Does your company consider SEO, search engine optimization, to help guide how you design, how you populate your investor relations webpage with content? Today on Zippy Point. I'm Brock Romanek, and I'm a big fan of yous. So if you know someone in the website design industry, the first thing they're going to tell you is that SEO is king when it comes to their field. Most people will find your site because they've done a Google search. Even if you're going to a particular site, you're not likely going to type in the URL for that site. You're going to Google keywords that you know will bring up that site as one of the top results. That's how the way most of us operate. So if someone is Googling to get to your site and your site isn't near the top of the results, they might wind up going elsewhere. No bueno. It kind of kills me as a securities lawyer that we haven't been trained in even the basics of SEO, given that we are disclosure lawyers. And at this point, 25 years into the World Wide Web, it's pretty clear that elementary website design should be part of our skill set, that we should be capable of drafting the keywords that we need on web content that wind up with a high SEO quotient. The SEC hasn't done us any favors here. When the SEC put out its corporate website guidance back in 2008, the term SEO isn't found a single time in the 47 pages of that interpretive release. So we haven't been forced into thinking like everyone else is in the world. At least the lawyers have an excuse, albeit a flimsy one. The IROs, the investor relations officers, have no excuse. The IR web page is their baby, but many companies outsource their IR web pages to third parties who aren't real professionals with this stuff either, in my opinion. It certainly has gotten better over time, but it's still pretty messy. So if you see my Vid-Guide about my wish list for things I wish the SEC would act upon, a link of which is below, one of my 5 items is that the SEC requires some type of bare minimum requirements for IR web pages, that there be some basic consistency, some continuity among companies, so it's easier for investors to find stuff on a company's site. Okay, enough of my soapbox. So I'm going to give you a quick 1-minute primer on SEO and then talk about the 6 recommendations from an excellent piece written in 2019 by Doug Breaker, the CEO of a company called Scripted, which specializes in SEO. My 1-minute primer. There are more resources about SEO than you can shake a stick at, but the basics are is that you want your IR web page to have as many keywords as possible. Google uses keywords as an important SEO ranking factor. Google has many factors built into their algorithms, their algos, to determine which web pages to rank highly in a SERP. SERP means search engine results page. And there are 2 kinds of keywords. The organic keyword is a keyword used to attract free traffic, entities that haven't paid to have their results shown up near the top through SEO, and contrast those organic keywords with pay-per-click keywords, which are the ones that you find at the top of a results page that are paid advertisements, essentially, search marketing campaigns. You can discover how well you're doing by using keyword research tools. And here's a list of the most well-known keyword research tools. Those are important resources. A lot of them cost some money, but it's not that expensive. That's my primer. Okay, so what did Doug find in his research? The most popular sites by organic traffic were Facebook, AT&T, and Amazon, all with over 100,000 visits per month to their IR web page. That's some pretty nice traffic. The IR web pages with the most organic keywords were Activision, Viacom, and Textron. So these companies don't necessarily correlate with the most popular sites. Activision actually has double the number of keywords as the second best IR web page. So they're really doing things right. And here's a look at what their site looks like. It's very mobile friendly. Doug provides a great case study about the importance of having a separate bio page for each member of your senior management team, your board of directors, rather than lumping them all on one page. The difference in SEO is drastic when you do this. And the reason you would want to do this is you don't want people going to other pages when they come to learn about your CEO, your CFO. You don't want them going to marriedbiography.com rather than their official bio on your site. Doug also talks about the importance of creating separate pages, dedicated pages for specific events. Personally, I love me a homepage for the annual shareholders meeting. I have a link to a Vid-Guide about that beneath this video. Doug notes how investor FAQs pages get a lot of traffic. That's a smart thing to have. And then Doug parses this IPREO survey of what investors truly want. They surveyed buy-side and sell-side analysts, portfolio managers, and find out what they specifically want from IR web pages. After all, you want to give the people what they want. So look at that survey. And here's what we found from that survey. Company summary and strategies. Investors want more than just financials. They want to know the company's background, its strategy, what makes it unique, what makes it a good investment. And there's a quote from a survey respondent asking for a 5-minute video explaining what the company does. Say it with video. That's my motto. Product and service descriptions. Investors want to know what your company offers. That makes perfect sense. They want to understand from the investor perspective what you're doing that drives results. They want something more than what's in the SEC filings. Company management and director information. So the survey results sounds like people want the kind of things that are embedded in the charts and graphics within a company's proxy, the ones that have really good proxy design. Why not duplicate that content, parse some of that content out from the proxy, and also put it on the investor relations webpage too? You have the content, use it. Presentations. Many investors said they wanted presentations that were used during earnings calls and events. Here's some quotes. One thing I like that not all companies do is have the most recent slide deck used with investors available from roadshows or at a conference. I love looking at presentations from maybe a year ago through today so I can see what's changed in the company's story. Interesting, archived information. So I want you to scroll through Doug's article yourself, but I thought I'd show you the 6 recommendations to get you teased into looking at it. He's really good about giving really specific examples of what you should be doing in detail, what your strategy should be. So the 6 recommendations are: give separate management and board bios, and then extra credit, use a video for those people too. I have a separate Vid-Guide about how you should have a video bio, and then I have my own video bio as an example in there. Here's another recommendation about the company background, like I mentioned, products and services, explaining those, how the SEO works. This is the FAQs of key terms, investor FAQs, your events and conference, writing them up, and then E&S, corporate social responsibility. Great stuff. So I highly recommend that you check this piece out. And as always, let me know what you think.